I'm here with this strong candidate as being my league starter, Forbidden Rite. This looks like a crazy damage skill, just because the majority of the enemies don't really have much of a kill resistance. So we have a lot of projectiles, so even though we have effectiveness of added damage 80%, I think this is going to scale pretty well with the number of projectiles that we have here. And I'm testing a build without a gem of added projectiles, because I think this is going to behave like Blazing Salvo. You don't really need to go there, you just need to invest in damage, raw damage. As of right now, we still don't have the gem in POB, but we will have. I'm going to update as soon as we have in the link description down below. This build basically, as we can read here, the skill gem, let's go. Lobs an exploding projectile near the target location and extra projectiles towards enemies around you. The projectiles deal kills damage based on your life and energy shield. Casting these spell damages. So we have two things to take notice here. One, I'm going to make a life-based version of this build. So one, it deals 12% of your maximum life as base chaos damage. So we have one thing that is very interesting here, that if you invest in life, not only you are investing in your primary defense, that is your effective health pool, your life, you are also adding damage. And because of effectiveness of damage, at a damage 80%, not so very good, you have this added damage. It ends up being good because you have many projectiles, so you have to multiply the number of projectiles by this added damage, and we hope that these shotguns is going to be excellent. And the other thing too is that it seems so strong that it has a big downside, that is you take 40% of your maximum life, and let's just focus on the maximum life here. I don't care about energy shield. So it's a lot of life that you take as damage. Of course, you have the option of going CI, but I'm not going CI. I'm going to go life based, and one of the ways of mitigating this is just basically chaos resistance, which Occultist, it really helps us. And of course, we are going to go get a lot of chaos resistance from the passive 3 as well, and this is going to be a little setback of the build, not as much as you might think. So for example, in this build that I created here, just normal items with basically life on them, I acquired at level 93 6,700 life. So I'm going to receive 670 life damage per cast, and I put here Fireball for now in the 6th link because of the cast time that is very similar, and mana cost too is close. So we have 1.47 casts per second. We are going to mitigate this self damage with life regeneration that comes naturally from some parts of the build of the passive 3. We have these two passive skills here that are very important. Cannibalistic Rite, recover 2% of life on kill. Right, if you spent life recently, I'm going to use life tap for this. I'm going to spend life all the time. And we have here hired killer, recover 2% of life on kill. And also we are going to use life leech, because I don't think this build is going to be as easy as you think with without life leech. And maybe we don't even need this recover 2% if the life leech gets to a good level, because they're going to be on top of your life all the time, but they give us damage anyways, so they are damage, and this is life, so it's defense and damage and life on kill. So this build will be very, I don't know, reliable on your life pool. So the links are here. I put Fireball, like I said, it has a similar mana cost. It's the right is 21, Fireball is 25, so you have to make a little bit of calculations there, but it's life. We are going to spend life. We are going to have life tap all the time, and it's going to be 90% more damage from the life tap. Control destruction, added chaos damage, volume manipulation, and life leech. Those are my links. Maybe I can remove life leech, but I don't think so. And I think this build, you really have to also invest in a lot of defenses, because they are just you know, they are destroying our defenses in this 3.15. Even if you're soft core, how are you going to do how are you going to complete a tier 16 map if you don't have good defenses? So that's our 6th link, and I'm going to go over the other links here. For defenses, I'm going to go Occultist, of course. So we have here Occultist. I think the correct order would be Void Beacon to get the Withering Presence at level 55, the second lab, so that you can get Chaos Resistance, and then you can start to use the build. But until there, you could level with, I don't know, Blight, Fireball, something to which you are scaling. If it's an area skill, projectile skill, or a spell skill, just choose one. Maybe Essence Drain and Contagion, this will also be good because we're going to be investing in area damage too, and area of effect, so Contagion will really help you there. And then by third, we will come here to Profane Bloom because of the clear. It really helps you clear. This is just insane, and everybody will be cursed because they're going to be using Blasphemy all the time. We're going to be on top of mobs too, shield charging. And by last, Malediction because of Mana Reservation. That is a low priority thing on a passive 3, since this is not a build enabler, like the Mana Reservation is not a build enabler, and also you need to put it, you know, by last because you need to survive, right? We don't know, the campaign is brand new in the first act, and we are so enfeebled that we have to, I don't know, revisit every single defense now. So continuing here, I'm going to go with Shield Charge, Faster Attacks, Fortifying Life Tap. Again, I think I didn't say it well. Despair and Enfeeble as double curse, and Flesh and Stone together. I used this setup. I used it to use this setup when Flesh and Stone was 25% reservation with my Death's Oath Occultist with Blight, and this was just insane. Now they increased to 35%, so you need those passives here to make this work. You're not going to use mana, so it doesn't matter. Can be I can see here 68, but it could be 0, doesn't matter. You're going to just use life on this build. Flame Dash for cliffs, and I don't know, traps of lab. Okay, of course, life tap and faster casting too. Shield Charge and Flame Dash, I use 2. I like to use 2 when I can, because Shield Charge I will be proccing my Fortify, and it's comfortable to just move around with Shield Charge. But Flame Dash is also comfortable, and you can alternate Flame Dash with Shield Charge to really, I don't know, get a straight line and really go very fast. And also for cliffs, of course, bosses. Alright. The Immortal Call Life Tap increased duration. I will put this in my mouse button, the one that I use to move, so that I want this to be used all the time. I want this to be up all the time. I'm not going with Steel Skin because I already have a lot of kills resistance. So normally when I have a lot of kills resistance, I go with Immortal Call, because the Immortal Call does not protect against chaos damage. It's just elemental physical, as you can see here. Steel Skin is any hits, even hits from chaos damage, so it's a little better, but yeah, Immortal Call is my choice when I have a lot of chaos resistance. And I think if the mechanics of the skill damages you in a way that casting and damage take can track it, I made this little setup here of casting and damage take life tap, so that we need to spend mana now, right, for trigger skills. So life tap, Cold Snap, and Ice Bite to try to acquire frenzy charges all the time. Also for defense, we have this overcharging here. It's pretty good. Anytime that you visit this part of the passive tree, I suggest that you get these nodes. This is a total of 12% chance of gaining 1 charge, any one of the 3. And power charges, frenzy charges, endurance charges, these are great. Power charges not so much, because we have control destruction that they just blasted. It's a big nerf. You cannot go crazy if you use control. You could before, can't anymore. But frenzy charges, you are going to just deal more damage, go faster with your skills, movement skills, and cast faster too, kill yourself faster too. And endurance charge, you are going to have a better Immortal Call and a more physical reduction as you have them. It's going to be great. So those are the links. the tree is basically I have to arrive to some places, and as I arrive to these places I get life. So I needed blast radius, and why not get the jewel and the life here with elemental resistance. I needed to get the corruption to have a little bit of chaos damage leech as energy shield, but this doesn't really matter because now the leech, it relies on the pool of energy shield that we have, so it's going to be like 1-2 if you don't invest in it. I needed the chaos resistance here, purity of flesh. This is going to be after you get maps or something, so guarantee, because it's going to be the 4th Ascendancy, right? So you don't really need to care about this. This is a 5 points that you're going to spend just as you get to maps, as you get to the 4th lab. This is really important. Amplify, because area damage, area effect. This is also important here. Lots of life here, and this is one of the build enablers, Cannibalistic Rite, which changed name and got a little bit of nerfed. Life resistances. Here, more life flask gain 1 charge every 3 seconds. Why not in these times of nerfs for flasks in general? This is a big skill, notable to get. Here, more life, another jewel for life, and this is also good. Plus 1% to maximum chaos resistance and chaos damage. Here we have more chaos resistance, and here we have chaos resistance and chaos damage. I wish I could go here because these are very great for damage over time builds, but that's not just a damage over time build. So that's it. That's the build for now. Of course, we are going to probably modify a little bit the build as we play the game and as we get the correct information of the gem. We are going to see if it is just an exaggeration of life recovery or if it is lacking. We have to see. I didn't implement vitality here. I preferred flesh and stone because I think I have already a lot of life recovery from this one and the gem, support gem, life leech, because I don't think you can play this build without life leech. Seriously, it's going to be hard. But I think we are going to obliterate. So any investment on chaos damage on your items and maybe damage leech scales and some uniques here, this build will go to the sky on DPS. So I think that's it. Please, if you enjoyed the build, or at least the ideas of the build, subscribe, comment, like the video, because the YouTube algorithm really likes it, and I really appreciate that you give me this strength. I see you and have a great day. Bye.